Hello designers, this is Rebecca and I'm going to critique your assignment for user interface designs. So let's just review the assignment specs here. So you're going to develop a user interface design for your business. The option is a website for mobile devices with a homepage for a tablet as well. And here the specs are 768 pixels as the vertical orientation, and then on a smartphone you'll have 375 pixels wide for your vertical orientation. So you're going to research websites related to your business and note the sites, the contents, the layout, etc. You'll set 768 pixels wide for your tablet and this 375 wide for your smartphone view. You're going to have a black and white visual guide that represents the skeletal framework of a website to arrange elements using placeholder boxes and labels, and hopefully you used Adobe XD. You must you must have layout changes between the tablet and the smartphone view. They cannot look exactly the same, just switching the specs. And then you must label each part of your contents clearly. For example, maybe a text area that shows the history and mission, product description, contact us, and with your address and email, etc. Then for your digital layouts, you're going to use a wireframe and with layout guides. You're going to design each view with content. You're going to it requires actual content, including your logo, text, and imagery with colors and type decisions that are related to your branding. So the required elements are a site ID, which is a logo or a symbol, and then the title of your site, navigation buttons, search box using color typography, imagery, and Victorian inspired fonts, and then icons and your contact information and a copyright usually in your footer. So I do want to show you, this is from another class that I teach. This is a page called the Anatomy of a Homepage, and so this is something that I didn't include in the class, but I'm just going to show it to you real fast. So there's this really great video here on how to structure a website homepage on YouTube by Flex, and then usually you want to have a value proposition, like showing. It's like, I'm sorry, it's an attention-grabbing tagline to wrap up your personality and your history of your business. You want to have social proof, which is different references and statements that people made about how great your business is. You want to include benefits. This doesn't mean features of your business. It just means what will they gain by, visiting your business. And then the features are how are these benefits delivered? So that's usually a video or something showing, or a photo gallery showing your actual stuff that your business does. And you want to have some call to actions. So here is an image of this. You want to have a hero image at the top of your website before the fold, meaning before they have to start scrolling down. So it's the first thing they see. You want to have your headline, which is that short statement. You want to have some supporting copy, which is another sentence or two supporting that statement. Then we'll scroll on down. Each section is going to have a subheading with supportive copy. You can have a form as part of your first call to action, or you can just have a button for your call to action. The first call to action is pretty short. It's just a couple words saying, hey, do this now. Then you're going to have your social proof section, which is your feedback from clients and customers. And then down here is a reinforcing statement about your features and benefits. So your benefits, and then I'm sorry, the reinforcing statement is going to be about your benefits. Okay, and then your features will be down below, and then your footer with your copyright. So if yours isn't structured that way exactly, that's no big deal. I just wanted to show you this after you did your initial draft, in case you have any ideas to add to this page when you're creating your final presentation. All right. And yeah, and then you usually will have a second call to action as well at the bottom of the page, or near the bottom of the page, so that they don't have to scroll back up to the top of the page to make that the first call to action happen. So the second call to action is usually saying the same as the first, it's just a little bit more in depth. So I'll go ahead and link to this page so you can have access to it if you'd like to check it out again. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. First up is Lainey. So Lainey has the Dalmatian Stardust Circus, and this is her website presentation. Oops, sorry. So this is her inspiration. Come on. There we go. And her sketch for her home page is looking really good there. I like that. All right, so this is the home page, the tablet version. So she's got this really great hero image at the top with a wonderful call to action right off the bat. We've got a little tagline there well, it's not really tagline, it's more of like a headline for the call to action. She's got an About Us section, which should sort of count as the benefits. And then down here, she introduced the stars, which is the features. So she's already, sort of done that setup that I just showed you. But let's go ahead and look at the required things. She's got a search box, which is fantastic. She's got her site ID, which is wonderful. She's got her navigation buttons. She's using icons a little bit. We've got some stars, and we'll get deeper into the site to see if there's more icons. It looks like there's a contact us button in the navigation, and we don't see the copyright yet because it is, usually in the footer. Oop. So she has a link to the XD site, but we're going to just keep going through the PDF here. Okay, so this is her mock-up. It looks really beautiful. Great, great. So here is the iPhone homepage with your call to action, all the good stuff. We've got a search, little magnifying glass up there, and your navigation looks good. Really pretty. I love the colors. It's all looking beautiful. Great. So it looks like your copyright might be down here. We've got even some social media stuff. We've got a second call to action to subscribe to the mailing list, which is fantastic. You always want to build a mailing list. No matter what a client tells you, it's important to build a mailing list for direct email marketing. It's the #1 way to contact people that are actually interested in your work. So that's really smart. Really beautiful. Then we've got a buy tickets page. We got these black and white sort of comps of showing this. Looks nice. Yeah, I do see the copyright at the bottom. Looks good. Great. Your contact us form. Great. So yeah, so these are just the black and white versions. Obviously, we might have an image there in the gray area on the left, which would be really beautiful. You could have a map on that side as well, whether it's one that you link to through Google Maps or one that you create in Illustrator. And then same here with the search results. You're going to want to have some images on this page, but it's really, really nice. Really wonderful work. Great. And I did click through the XD links, and all the links work really nicely. So you did a fantastic job, Lainey. Way to go. Next up is Martina's, and let's go ahead and check it out. Beautiful. So this is Martina's mood board with her sketches. Really lovely. Really cool. I love those sites. And this is her sketch for the tablet. Looks beautiful. Really nice. This is the black and white mid-fidelity wireframes. Gorgeous. We've got the tablet and the cell phone here. Great mobile landscape. Oh, it looks nice. Really nice. Pretty. Yes, and then the tablet ones. Gorgeous. And the mock-ups. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and go back. Okay, so looks like on the phone we've got the search little icon there. We've got icons. We've got your gorgeous logo on there for your site ID. Beautiful. We've got a wonderful call to action. I love the buy tickets button shape. It's really cute. I love it. I love this gold running through there. Very pretty. And your that array behind the Acrobat is really lovely. It's really pretty. So I think there's room to sprinkle a little more of that red from your logo throughout the design, whether it's in some of the text or in that array. That might be a little too much, but it might also be like Awesome. So I'm not sure if you gave it a try, but it's something to consider. And then let's see, we have a contact, not quite yet, but that's probably in your navigation as well as your copyright. So let's keep going to the tablet version since it's larger. You'll probably have those. Yeah, great. So, okay. So at the bottom, we've got a copyright. We've got all these wonderful links down here for your as well as this main navigation at the top. Looks really pretty. I love that logo, nice and big. It's gorgeous. Got a contact us section I see now. And I really like this shape going through your main navigation as well as on your call to actions. And over here on your showtime section is really pretty. I love kind of breaking up these blocks of text with this border around our mission. And I'm just trying to zoom in a bit here. My computer's tripping out. Okay, calm down. Calm down, Adobe Acrobat. Okay. Yeah, so pretty. I love the star in the middle of the navigation. Really, really nice. We've got some show times. So let's go ahead and just look at this page as far as the structure of the homepage goes. So we have our hero image. Gorgeous. This is spectacular. I love that so much. So we got the hero image before the fold. We've got our main navigation, which is easy to find. We've got our beautiful logo and our call to action right off the bat. Perfect. We've got our About Us, which is our benefits and our mission. That's really nice. Showtimes is informative. It's not necessarily their features. So I would go ahead and add the feature section before the showtime section. Even though I'm sure everybody's coming to this site to find out about those showtimes, we gotta brag about Zazzle for a bit and like show an image of her. Or even if it's just like a fake still of a video or something, that's going to be really impactful. And I would say even before or instead of our mission. So our mission could go on the About Us page, which you do have here, and instead of being on the home page, okay? And then you've got a wonderful contact us thing and then a second call to action. Fantastic. I love it. Really nice. So far we haven't seen any reviews yet on either of these sites, but that's okay because it's not something that was required for the assignment, but it is something that, we're getting more used to seeing, especially as companies are reaching out and asking us to leave reviews for them, right? So that's just something else to consider if you'd like to. But other than that, you did all the requirements. Absolutely gorgeous. Great job. Next up is Rianu's. So this is Rianu's black and white uh, layout, and we've got a catchy phrase and a short description and a button. We've got our nav bar up here, just kind of some placeholders. Okay, great. All right, so here's your before the fold layout, and it looks really nice. Let's just keep going and look through it, and then I'll come back and talk about things individually. This is your mock-up, looks great. Beautiful. Okay, and then we've got the black and white skeleton for the mobile version. Looks good. Navbar, easy. Great. Looks good, looks good. Okay, nav, good, good. All right, so let's go ahead and move on back up to the first layout of the tablet. Okay, so let's look at the mock-up because I think it shows a little bit more than this. There we go. Great, so I love this image. This is really cool in the background. And you just have like your floating text over it with some drop shadows. So I think instead of just having floating text with the drop shadows, you might consider putting a colored screen behind it, um, just to make it more legible without having to rely on effects for your text. Uh, it's just something to consider. It does look nice. Like this is all totally legible. But I think that it would break it up even better if you did use a block, at least behind the nav, okay? So then the colors look fantastic. All of your fonts are beautiful. Everything looks really great and close to your branding. And I love these shapes around here. And this is a really unique shape too. It looks really cool, like a really neat way to separate the sections. So then let's look at what was required. We've got our site ID. You have your icon here. And we have your performer's name right here. But I think it would be even cooler if you just maybe had, you probably tried it though. I was going to say had the logo nice and big and then had a smaller call to action below it. So yeah, okay. Um, and then over here we've got our search bar. We've got our navigation at the top. We're using some icons. Um, and looks like there's a contact page and then the copyright is probably down in the footer. So yeah, really great. Really cool. I love these images. They're so awesome. Looks really good. Okay, then let's keep going. So this mobile version, since it's skinnier, yeah, nice change up. I like that these stacked instead of being, three columns, it's stacked into one column so that you can keep your images nice and large and your text nice and big. So that's really smart. I love see this logo so sick. It's got to be on that other site, on the other version. It's so good. So I want you to figure out how to do that. Okay. Even if that means pushing this whole image lower, like having a bar at the top with your nav and the logo and then starting the image a little bit lower. It looks like there's room to do that before you're getting below the fold. So that's something to consider. And then I love that you have a call to action. You've got your header text, and then down here you've got your sub text. It looks really great. Looks really nice. And these other things to discover there. So we have these aren't, I would say these are features and not benefits. So that's one thing. And then if you want to consider, when you're laying more things out, you could have some, you know, um, critiques, like critic things like, I've never seen anything like this or whatever, just make up your own. So your navigation looks pretty good. I think that, yeah, looks fine. Looks good. I like seeing this logo here as well with the eye. It's really cool. Yeah, great work. All right, thanks so much. Next up is Samari. Okay, and we've got our black and white designs here. Looks good. Really nice and clean. Okay, and then we've got Masculine's tablet design and the iPhone design. Really beautiful. We'll come back. Let's keep going and look at beautiful. These are the high fidelity designs. Really pretty. And we've got our mock-up. Gorgeous. Really nice. And then we've got the tablet next to the phone mock-up is really beautiful as well. Really nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back and look at the site. Okay, so we've got our search with our icons. We've got a call to action and a second call to action. Looks really good. Oh, we do have some reviews. Way to go. Good job, Samari. We've got this wonderful hero image. We've got our site ID with our title. Beautiful. We've got navigation, which I think I already said. Some icons. We got some stars and we've got these little icons at the top. Really nice. And the copyright at the bottom. Perfect. Really beautiful. So let's see. I think your call to action, even though it's white and it is very high contrast, that could be a good spot for some red to put in there. So maybe make this box red behind it, this div as it would be. That might be helpful to draw our eye to it even more. And or even that yellow that you have, that gorgeous gold kind of yellow, might look really nice there too. And then the wonders of levitation. Yeah, I'm trying to think if that's a benefit or feature. I'm not sure, but I think that would be a benefit, right? And then if you had another photo or something for the levitation or a sketch, since you're using more sketches, I think that'd be really neat for the features part. You've got your social proof, which is beautiful, and you've got your second call to action. So join the experience. I think your headlines could be a cooler font. I feel like you used some better fonts. Like here, this is better. This is better. So if you could kind of have that go through and see, you've got a red call to action over here as well. So just make this beautiful font your header text for all of them and make it more consistent throughout. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the mid frame. Let's look at there we go. Oh my God, you did everything I just said to do, and it looks perfect. So see, yeah, way to go. Sorry about that. So goofy. Okay. Yeah, really gorgeous. I love seeing the red and gold sprinkled throughout. Much better. And this is really nice too. The story part, that's great. Beautiful. So yeah, so then this would be the benefits more, and then this would be the features. But yeah, I'd say like if you were designing for somebody else, I would recommend putting a photo or a drawing there instead of an illustration, just because we don't want to have too much text on a website. People really respond better to as much images or videos as possible because we're lazy. But it's a beautiful design and looks like you've hit all of the requirements. So really great job. Next up is Alejandro. Let me just see if this, okay, great. So we've got the, yeah, oh, here we go. Okay, there we go. Great. So this is the layout here. And then let's go ahead and look at the next one. Okay, and we've got our um, mobile mockup. Really nice. Okay, and then next screen, got our tablet mockup. Looks really good. Okay, so this one is mobile, and then this one is tablet. Okay, great. So I don't see any of the black and white like low fidelity sketches, so you will need to include that in your final presentation. But let's go ahead and check out all the requirements. So we have our site ID at the top. As soon as my computer stops tripping out. Let's go. Okay. All right, so we've got your logo at the top. This is a really sort of sparse layout. There's a lot of negative space, and when you have a lot of negative space, it just means more scrolling, so, especially if it's vertical space. So there's room to tighten things up a bit. And then you've got everything sort of blocked out with these rounded corner um, white background divs here. And I'm not sure if it's really melding with your branding. So I think there's room to make it a little bit more Victorian and to go ahead and look back at your poster layout because you did a beautiful job on that poster, and there's more fun fonts to use. And I know that we're limited with what fonts we can use online, but it doesn't mean that it's impossible to do. Like for example, with headers, if you wanted to use a really beautiful display font, or I'm sorry, a really beautiful decorative font, you could turn that into an image for your header. So it's not necessarily searchable, but you can still then have that header as an image, and it will show the font beautifully. So even if you can't, if it's not a web font, there's still ways of incorporating it into your site to make your site really pretty. So, and you also used one of your like most minimal logos, and I love the one with all the foliage and all the decoration, So I think that there's room there too. So this is your navigation here, and once again, really minimal. You're using just like a sans serif font. I don't know. There's room for more here. Okay, so let's check out for the requirements. At least we've got our site ID, we've got our search bar, we've got our navigation, we've got one icon here and these icons down here. Okay, and we've got a contact area. We don't have a contact area, so make sure you add that in there, whether it's just another navigation button or a form near the bottom of the page. You got your copyright, so that looks really good. And then if you'd like to incorporate some of those things that I mentioned in the beginning, just to make this an even stronger piece for your portfolio, you would want to have a big hero image before the shows that has their call to action. You do have this join now, but I think your call to action would be more like buy tickets. And then join now could be your second call to action. That's going to go a little lower down here. Shop could be part of the feature section, which would be really great. And then your email, join the email list is not going to be titled about, right? So you would title that something more, something different, like, uh, something kind of clever related to Faust, like, we know you're not a mind reader. So, like, we know you're not a mind reader. So go ahead and join our list for the latest news about Faust or whatever. And then if you wanted to add some fake little feedback things, you can, as well as some benefits. So the benefits, I mean, shows could be, I think that would be okay to have for that section there. But we do need a hero image and, a little bit more of an intro to Faust himself. There's nothing about that on here, okay? All right, thanks so much, Alejandro. Next up is Therese. So this is your tablet layout. It's really pretty with that huge hero image, is really nice. And then this is the phone layout and your navigation. So I don't see any, there we go. I don't see any of the black and white low fidelity sketches, so make sure that you include that in your final presentation. Oh, this is really nice. So let's go ahead and look back at this layout. So we've got our site ID. It's really pretty. We've got our navigation at the top. We've got some really beautiful hero image. We've got a fantastic call to action. I love all this text. Your headers and subheading text or supporting text looks beautiful. This is really fun, the Showtime carousel. I love that. Really nice. We've got a merch section with a carousel. Really, really pretty. And then we've got our second call to action down here. You've got a contact us section. We've got another button down here for like a second of the first call to action, which is great. You can't have too many call to action. No, I'm just kidding. You can. So, but this is not too many. It looks wonderful. We also repeated your nav at the bottom here, which you see a lot in footers. So I think that's great. We've got our copyright info. Really nice. So we have, I would say, benefits. Maybe, okay, I think that's good. If you wanted to add like a feedback section, that would be really cool. If just to make this even more close to a real site. And then this looks really nice too. Oh, I like this slider. That's cool. Yeah, that's nice. I like when sites have both vertical and horizontal uh, interactive aspects. So I think it's really pretty, really smart. And your nav looks good. Looks great. Those underlines are nice. Yeah, great work. Awesome. Thanks, Therese. Next up is Sabrina. So Sabrina's has our black and white sketch here. Looks great. Let's go ahead and keep looking. I really love the moon and the stars. I think it looks wonderful. Great. So then we've got our tablet screen, and we'll revisit this in just a minute. We've got our mock-up, really pretty. Oh, Therese, don't forget your mock-ups too. I forgot. We've got your black and white wireframe. Looks good. And this is the phone screen with your mock-up. Really pretty. That's a beautiful mock-up. Okay, so let's go ahead and just dig deeper in here. Really good. Your low fidelity sketches were were detailed enough that it really gave you a really good idea of a successful layout. So that was really smart doing some problem solving there. I think it was really helpful. Wish I would have seen that a little bit more in some of the other uh, assignments that we saw today. So right here, we've got your beautiful site ID. It looks really nice, really cool. I love the two-tone in the letters. It turned out really nice. Up here, we've got our search bar and our navigation. We've got this wonderful hero image with a little bit about Harriet, so that's fantastic. That's even includes like a your benefits statement, so wonderful. And then we have, this is important, so I think that's a really nice way to break up the sections between um, the ticket information and about Harriet. So that's really smart. And then we've got our copyright information at the bottom here, a bit of contact, uh, but I think you can label this with a header as contact. I think that's important. And then this looks wonderful. So what you could do is add a call to action up here, whether it's, I think it could be something like see Harriet in person as a instead of saying like buy tickets, or if you could just make it very direct as buy tickets, either one is going to be great. And you could have a second call to action down here to buy tickets as well. In between, you can have some other things like um, another photo of her, because I think you did have more photos. I was trying to think, it was like hard to choose between the two because they were so beautiful. Uh, if you wanted to have another photo for your features section, you could. There's also room for to have some uh, customer feedback, like social proof reviews. And then you could have the another call to action to join a mailing list if you wanted to. That's not required by any means. But yeah, there's just room to make it a little bit longer to make it a an even stronger piece for your portfolio. All right. But all the mock-ups look fantastic. And let me just look at your phone real fast. Yes, and the phone is different enough. It looks really pretty. So whatever you add to that tablet layout, make sure you add to this section. And you can make this long. It doesn't have to be just the area that you see on the mock-up. You can make it long and show us the parts that we would scroll to as well. All right. So great job, everybody. These are fantastic. I can't wait to see your final presentations.